Everybody like that one? Cool. I'll just drink my green glop here. It's good green stuff. It is, but it looks awful. It's good stuff. We have a guest speaker today. I'll bet you didn't know that. I never know how to take that for sure when we get a... yeah, and the Janny, and all the people out in... How we doing out in Videoland? Anything new? Did we hit 1,000 yet? Close? 9:45. Okay, not bad. Cool. Is everybody doing the likes? Hopefully? Haven't had any yet? Okay. If everyone would please like us, we would appreciate it. So, like us. So everybody here can go to everyone and do a like and do a like and do a like. That would help. So, anyway, before I keep going here, if you don't know this gentleman, introduce yourself. Most of you already know him. Wonderful, wonderful background. We love him dearly. And guess what? We have 2 cakes on the kitchen table because it's his birthday!
It's your birthday.
Come here, let's sing happy birthday.
My birthday to you.
Yeah.
Wanna have a good time. Happy birthday to you.
Ow.
Birthday.
Yo.
Chance. Birthday.
That's good enough.
Yeah.
That's good. I like it.
Yeah. You gotta love it.
Here, have some coffee.
No, thank you. It's instant. Instant. Well, hey, good morning. And yes, it is my birthday. And I'm a wonderful 65. It's like, wow, 65.
You started at 10, didn't you?
No. I'm not sure when I started, but it's been really good, you know. It's like, wow, all kinds of wonderful things have been happening. And whenever I have a birthday, now this is what I do. I don't know what other people do, but I like to kind of take a preview of the 3 days prior to the birthday, and then the birthday day, and then 3 days after the birthday. And they're all pretty significant, and I really kind of take mental note of all the things that happened. And a lot of really cool stuff has happened. So the next 3 days, I'm kind of like, okay, what's in store? What else is going to happen? And then the rest of the year, it's kind of like all of this stuff. It's like, this is a little, I want to say preview, maybe, of some of the stuff that's going to come, and then poof, it happens. I love it. Last night, I had my middle daughter, they just moved into a house, they built it in Pasco, so my oldest daughter came over from the coast, so we're sitting around the fire last night. I have all 3 of my daughters there, 2 of my grandkids. It's been really, I had a friend visit yesterday from Eugene that I haven't seen in almost a year and a half, so, you know, cool stuff's happening. More cool stuff will be happening. But I have come here to talk to you this morning. Yeah. You're not getting off easy.
That's for sure.
I have a lesson. And I plan on sharing it with you, all of you. Now, actually, I really do have something I want to talk about, and it's something that's come up a couple of times. And Paul, how are you? My cousin. We were even talking about it a little bit, and I've even talked about it with a few people, and it's habits. 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 Are we our habits? Maybe, maybe not. So I started doing a little bit of research because I'm curious. One of my top 3 values is curiosity. I like to really know about stuff. I'm just a curious guy. And there's this book, I can't even remember what the whole title of it is, but it's about habits. But in the beginning, it's really interesting. They're a bunch of scientists, and they are really working with a handful of people. And they're working with them because these people have made some drastic, and I'm talking drastic changes in their lives simply because they changed their habit. And they're trying to figure out what's going on in the brain when you change a habit. So I'm not going to go into all of the details about the brain, those kinds of things, but the story in the very beginning was really interesting. There's a whole bunch of really, really very interesting stories about it, and it really talks about how powerful habits truly are. But to give you this one in a nutshell, this young lady, she's in her late 30s. She comes, the way they write it, she comes in, she's smiling, she's very toned, she just finished running a marathon, and they're, she's got a checklist, and they ask, have you smoking any cigarettes lately, or, all of this kinds of stuff, and she's happily checking no, 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 and she's just really on top of her world. This same lady, about a year ago, was overweight. Her husband just left her. Her life was a shamble. She was smoking 2 packs of cigarettes a day, drinking like crazy, and decided that what the heck, there's nothing left for me, and she decided to go to Cairo because she wanted to see the pyramids. So she goes over there, she's in this hotel room by herself, smoking, drinking, and just going, my life is a shamble, what am I going to do? And she made a decision. One decision. One little teeny decision. And that was that she wanted to go out into the desert. She wanted to come back to Cairo and go out into the desert. She realized when she made that decision, she was going to have to change some things in her life. And making that one decision, she started changing every single one of her bad habits. Now here's what's really interesting about habits. And really what I want to talk about this morning is our habits of thinking. The way we think, it's habitual. We have habits of thinking. And we go down these tracks constantly, and it's like putting on a comfortable shoe. Let me give you an example. You get up in the morning, you go in the bathroom, you do whatever, I'm not going to ask. Okay. And then you get your toothbrush. Now some people like to brush their teeth in the shower, some people like to brush their teeth at the sink, it doesn't matter. But you get your toothbrush. When you start to brush your teeth, do you brush your teeth in the front? Do you start with the front? Do you start on the left side? Do you start on the right side? You have the habit of how you do that. And if you take note of it, you'll realize you do it the same way every time you do it. That's just one little example. Which shoe do you put on first? You'll always put the same foot. If it's the right foot, you'll do that versus the left. Try switching it up. Even if you do this, if everybody, go ahead, fold your arms. Yeah? Now switch it. Yeah. Not so easy, is it? So the habits that we form are huge in our life, especially when we look at saying, okay, I need to make some changes. I want to get my life back on track, or I want to start doing these kinds of things. I want to stop doing these kinds of things. What we're really talking about is saying, I need to change some of my habits. Now here's what's really interesting about this story I told you about with this young lady in this book that I started off with. She made one small decision, one very small decision, but she was committed to that one small decision. Habits, if you will, are like dominoes. And you can have a lot of habits in your life. We all do. And so we set up our dominoes, okay? And they're all set up. Now I know we've all seen the people that make these elaborate patterns with dominoes, and they just do one and they go, right? And they all go over. All you have to do, all of the and now here's the, you can't eat an elephant in a day, all right? You can eat it, but not in a day. And you have to have a big freezer. But all you have to really do, if you want to change a whole lot of habits, you want to really change some habits, pick one. Just pick one. One you really think you can get your arms around. Because once you pick that one habit to change it, and you take that domino and goes, poof, guess what happens to the rest of them? Right down the line. They all start to change. They all start to change. You know, there's two, how do I want to say this? We create things twice. Everything we create in our life, we create it twice. We create it here. It's the first creation. And then we bring it out here. This is the second creation. When we fail, when we say I've got this goal and I want to do this, I want to change this habit, first creation. Generally when we fail, it's not in the second creation, it's not in the changing of the habit, it's here in the first creation. We give up. We tell ourselves we can't do it. And we can, and I'll tell you something, we are good. We are so good at coming up with reasons why we can't do something. I haven't met a person yet that can't talk themselves out of anything they want to talk themselves out of if they want to. I think that's a habit. You know, it's a little harder to talk ourselves into something that we know we want to do that's good for us and it's going to be healthy for us and it's going to make a big, huge difference in our lives, not only in our lives, but everything and everybody that's around us. But I got to change how I'm doing stuff. And it's right here. And if you can change it here, you can change it out here. And if you can change one habit, you can change every single habit you have. Just one. Just one. So pick one that you know you can tackle. Say, I see that habit. All right. I can tackle that one. It's like, just imagine yourself on a football team, okay? Pick on the littlest guy. You know you can tackle him, all right? Pick the little guy. Pick the little habit. And once you get that one done, it's like taking that first step. And when you take that first step, you go, oh, wow. It's like, you know, you get to the beach, the wind's blowing, and you got your, well, you ladies, you got on your little baby, you know, bikinis or whatever. And I like to wear cut-off jeans. Anyway, and you go, and you get out to the water, and you go, it's cold. But if you get in, all of a sudden you go, oh, you know, it's really not that cold once you get in the water. But it's that first, that's cold. First habit's the same way. First habit's the same way. So don't try to take the elephant and eat the whole thing. I would start with maybe the back, right back here, just behind the ear, there's probably some really nice soft spots. I would cut a nice little spot out there and barbecue that, okay? That's a good habit to start to try and tackle. So take something that's really manageable that you really want to change, okay? Just don't willy-nilly tackle the littlest guy on the team because he's the littlest one, but it needs to be something, because he might be on your team, okay? You want to get somebody that's on the other team. So make sure it's a habit that you really do want to change. And it could be something small, but make that effort. If you can get on top of that, then any habit that you have that you want to change, you can get on top of it. You can make that change. So what's that going to do if you do that? So, what's the big deal? So, okay, I can change a habit. Well, if you can change a habit, wow, that is huge. You can do anything you want. You can write the book if you want to write a book. How many of you have thought about writing a book? How many of you done it? All right. How many of you thought about writing a song? Yeah, right. We still have a crowd back there behind the glass. I see you. It doesn't matter what it is you want to do. But if you really make an effort and make it into a habit of doing it, you can do it. It could be time management. It could be goals that you want to do. It could be going someplace you've always wanted to go to. It could be simply learning how to play a musical instrument. I don't care what it is, you can do it. You can say, okay, I'm going to take a year from July 1 year to the next July 1, and I'm going to read 25 books. You can read 25 books. We have at our fingertips the ability to research and study and learn anything we want. Anything. We can learn anything. We can discover whatever it is we want to discover. There's enough information at our fingertips to be able to do that. So whatever it is that you were curious about, or whatever it is you want to get into or understand, you can do. So I've talked about the goals that we can do when we get on top of our habits. And I've talked about how we can tackle just a little habit and really start to get our hands around our habits. But I haven't talked a lot about what really happens with our habit of thinking when that habit of thinking constantly pulls us back into past experiences. Now, when we have a habit of thinking that pulls us back into past experiences, especially things that we feel weren't justified, that we're not happy about, things that have made us sad, when we let ourselves constantly be pulled back into that past, we're no longer here living in this present moment. And there's a lot of us that walk around allowing our past, that habitual thinking of going back and replaying and replaying and replaying, it doesn't allow us to live in the present fully here, really enjoying this. The words to the song that Phil played this morning were beautiful. That was beautiful. Realizing that everybody that she was seeing were angels looking at her, because that's what I see when I look out here. Okay? But if we're not in this present moment, if we let our habitual thinking always pull us back into bad experiences, that we've turned bad experiences, or whatever it is, whatever's keeping you from here right now to be here, that's a habit. That's a habit of thinking. And that habit's controlling you. You're not controlling it. If it's pulling you back there. You want to be here in this moment. You want to be fully alive. to be fully alive, regardless of what's going on in your life, to be fully alive, you want to be in the moment as much as you possibly can. And, I'm not saying that, oh yeah, I could do it, I'm cool. I have to struggle with it too sometimes. I got stuff that goes on in my life. I've got this human part of Christopher Turner that happens, and I have to constantly work on my self-talk to keep myself in the present. But when I'm in the present, woo! Feels good. I feel alive. And it feels really good. And I'm happy. And I can share that. And it's just, I feel the way life is really meant to be. I don't want to live in my past. I want to live in my present. And to do that, I have to make sure I don't fall into that habitual thinking of being dragged into past experiences and things that brought me down. Because we've all had things that weren't pleasant. I mean, let's be real here. But they're in the past. And you can't do anything. I had a person come up to me just yesterday. And she said, I need to tell you something. And she started crying. And she recited for me something that had happened, I think it was 4 years ago. And it was something that she had said to me, and she felt bad that she had said it. And I didn't even remember it. But she needed to get it out. She needed to clear herself on whatever it was. Well, I'm not going to go into the details. I know what it is now. But I was okay with it. I was even okay with it in the moment when it happened. Because when people do stuff or say stuff to me, it's not about me. It's about them. And I know that. I know that. So I didn't have an issue with it. But she's good now, okay? She got to clear that, and I was okay with it. We hugged in the whole 9 yards. But she carried that around for 3 or 4 years. 3 or 4 years she carried that, feeling bad about that. That's not living in the present. I'm sorry. It's just not. So I was glad that she was able to approach me with it, and we could clear that so she could move on from that particular thing, because it was holding her there. So that habitual thinking, it can really, really hold you back and keep you from fully enjoying and being the person, the wonderful, beautiful people that you are. It can. And you don't want that to happen. Enjoy each moment. Enjoy this life. I don't know if we're going to go around again or not. I don't know if I want to. To be really honest. But while I'm here, I want this to be the best experience that I can possibly have. And the only way I can make that happen is by living in the present moment fully. So when I look in your eyes, when I look into your eyes or yours, 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 or anybody's eyes that I look into, I see angels, I see spirits, I see love reflected back at me. I don't see issues. Okay? I see my brothers and sisters. I see life. I like it. It feels good. I like being around it. But I'm in the present. I'm fully here. Right now I'm fully here. And can I stay here 24/7? I'm working on it. I can't. I haven't figured out how to quite get here 24/7 completely yet. Every once in a while you got to go to the bathroom, But I am working on it, and it gets better and better and better. And yeah, I've got stuff going on. I think we all do, but my habitual thinking is to be here in the present and to live as fully as I possibly can. And it feels good. It feels good. And you're all beautiful. All of you. You really are. You really are. But do you tell yourselves that? Because, you know, I tell people all the time in the morning, one of the things that I habitually do before I leave the bathroom, I look in the mirror and I go, I like me. I like who I am. I'm happy with who I am. I'm happy where I am in my life. Do I have the big house on the hill? No. Do I have the fancy car? Nope. Do I have the high-paying falutin job? I don't know where the word falutin came from, but it did. Nope. Am I happy? Yes. Am I happy where I live with my house? Yes. Do I have some neighbors I wish I could go? Probably. But it's okay. Not about me, about them. You know? So it's your habit of thinking. How are you approaching your day? How are you going through your day? When something, you run up against that wall and something, I just don't like that. What's going on? What is it really about? Is it about what you ran into? Is it about the traffic? Is it the person that cut you off? Is it the person that's your neighbor? Is it what somebody sent to you? Is it them, really? When you run into the wall? Is it them? Or is it you? And if it's not them, and it's you, what is it in you that's triggering that? What habitual thinking is going on that triggers that? So, tackle one habit, one little habit, and it will start that domino effect. And they'll start falling, and you'll start getting more control. Now I am going to read something, because I like to do that. This is the description of a habit. I've read it here before, but I think it's good to go over this every once in a while, because habits are truly powerful. And you are in control, not the habit. If you allow a habit to be in control, it's because you've given your power away to that habit. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I could paint a pretty picture about it, but I won't. That's the reality of it. If you've got a habit that's controlling you, you gave it the control. It's just like thought forms. We've talked about thought forms before. I like to think about the circus guy with the balloons, because it's like you got a bunch of balloons that you're carrying around. Those are all of your thought forms, all right? And now thought forms are pretty interesting because they exist in an interesting realm. And once you bring a thought form into reality, it doesn't want to go away. So the way it maintains its self, or its entity, if you will, is by going, think about me, think about me, think about me, okay? So, and then when you think about it, it goes, I have more energy now. It's like putting more helium in the balloon, okay? So when you stop thinking about it and start shrinking, and you know what happens? The helium starts to go out and the balloon starts to So that's what you want to do with those thought forms, those habitual thoughts that you don't want to be carrying around. All right? So let me tell you just really how powerful habits can be and how powerful you are in controlling your habits. Well, here we go. The description of a habit. I am your constant companion. right in the very beginning, in the description of a habit. I am your constant companion. I'm always there. Constant companion. I am your greatest helper, or, keyword, or your heaviest burden. I am your greatest helper, or your heaviest burden. I will push you onward, or drag you down to failure. I am at your command. You control it. I am at your command. Half the tasks you do, you just as well turn them over to me, and I will be able to do them quickly and correctly. I am easily managed. You must merely be firm with me. Show me exactly how you want something done after a few lessons. That means I have to read that again. Show me exactly how you want something done after a few lessons. I will do it automatically. I will do it automatically. I am the servant. Now it says in here men, so I changed this a little bit. I am the servant of all great women. And alas, of all failures as well. Those who are great, I have made great. And those who are failures, I have made failures. I am not a machine, but I work with all the precision of a machine plus the intelligence of a woman. It does say men, but I like to change it to women. You know, I'm a happy man. You may run me for profit or run me for ruin. It makes no difference to me. And it doesn't make any difference to a habit. You command it. Okay? Take me, train me, be firm with me, and I will put the world at your feet. Be easy with me, and I will destroy you. Who am I? I am habit. So your habits of thinking, you control them. And you control them not just consciously, you have control, you're controlling them subconsciously. So you might say, oh, let's say you're at the mall. I use this example all the time, and you run into somebody and you're with another friend and you go through this odd introduction because you can't remember their name, and an hour later you go, oh, that was? Okay, but you had consciously let it go. Or maybe it's the next day. You're eating dinner. Oh, I remember who that was now. All right, consciously you let it go. But you gave the command to your subconscious mind, go find this name. Subconscious mind goes, okay, boss. And it starts looking through all of your files, and it starts checking and checking. And it does not stop until it finishes the task that you gave it in your conscious mind. Here's habitual thinking. When we say something negative to ourselves, we say something not so nice about ourselves, what do you think we're telling our subconscious mind to do? Yep. Oh, they don't want to feel good. Okay. I guess we don't have to worry about that exercise program. Yeah, we don't have to worry about the diet either. Okay, cool. Yeah, well, we'll just sit around and smoke cigarettes and drink some wine until we get new orders. habitual thinking. And we didn't even know we did it. But you are in control. You really are in control. You're so powerful. So we don't know how powerful sometimes we really are as spirits and beings on this planet. We're powerful people. We're very powerful people, very resourceful. This species that we call human beings, us, on this planet, there ain't anything we can't do. Nothing. Nothing we cannot do. It will not surprise me at all that centuries down the road, when the sun decides, okay, my cycle's done, and this solar system's gone, we're already out there colonizing because there are other Earth-like planets out there. There's no doubt in my mind about it. We're that resourceful. We cannot be stopped. You cannot be stopped when you make your mind up. Just get on top. You're in control. You're the commander. You're Picard. Okay? You're the one that's saying to your subconscious mind, engage. Phil.